Hello everyone! Welcome to my soft handmade page and I hope you're doing well. Ramadan Mubarak to every single one of you. I hope this month was an opportunity for you to get closer to God. For today's video, we're going to be making these really cozy hand warmers. They're very soft and stylish. For the materials, we're going to be needing a ball of yarn. I'm going to be using this Yarn Art baby skein. Here is the description. It's weight 2 yarn, and this is the color that I'm going to be working with. It's 100% acrylic. We also have this fuzzy yarn. I don't really have the label for this one, but just grab any type of fuzzy yarn. This is what it looks like. Also, we're going to be needing scissors, a 4mm crochet hook, a yarn needle, and these are optional, but you can use stitch markers. If you're an absolute beginner into crochet, I would recommend using these. Without further ado, let's get started. You're going to start by making a slip knot. To make a slip knot, you're going to point your 2 fingers like so and grab your yarn and put it on top of your fingers. Make sure that the yarn is facing downwards, so like this. The end of the yarn should be down and the rest should be up like this. Then you hold it with your thumb and roll it onto your 2 fingers like so, like this. And if you turn your hand, you're going to notice there is a shape of an X like this. Now we are going to grab your crochet and we're going to insert our hook under the first side of our X and then over the second side, and we're going to pull this side through it like this. I'm going to start over. So grab your yarn, roll it onto your fingers. You have an X, grab your crochet, then pass it under the first side and over the second one, and with the help of the hook, we're going to pull this side through like this. At this point, you're going to remove your fingers. Make sure this loop doesn't slip from your hook like this, and then we're going to grab these 2 strands and tighten this loop like this. Now with the help of this yarn, the yarn connected to our yarn ball, we're going to tighten this loop until it's right the size of our crochet, but it shouldn't be too tight, so approximately like this. Now that we have our loop on our crochet, we're going to make a foundation chain. To make a foundation chain, you're going to yarn over. Yarn over is when you grab your crochet and you kind of twist it and grab the yarn. This side we're not going to work with, we're going to leave it be, and grab this yarn connected to our yarn ball. This one is the working yarn. So as I said, we're going to yarn over. So with your crochet, you're going to pass it under that's yarn, and then grab it with your crochet and pass it through the loop. And this is your first ever stitch. It kind of has the shape of a V. Now let's make a second stitch. So yarn over, pull through the loop, yarn over, pull through the loop. We just made 3 stitches. Now you're going to keep going until you have 30 stitches. So keep yarning over and pulling through the loop. The reason why your loop shouldn't be too tight on your crochet is once we're going to make our stitches, the loop of our crochet should be wide enough so that the yarn can pass through without it being too tight. This is the size that your stitches should be having. And now just keep going until you have 30 stitches. After you're done making 30 stitches, we're going to start working on this chain. We're going to be working half double crochets. I'm going to show you how to make one. So first, we're going to be yarning over like this, and then we're going to skip 2 stitches. So the V's. This is the first V and this is the second V. So we're going to skip these 2 and then we'll be working on the third one. So you yarn over and then you insert your crochet inside of that stitch, like you're going to stab it like that. And then this yarn, which is the working yarn, we're going to pull it through that stitch like this. I'm going to do it again. So 1, 2, this is the third stitch. Insert your crochet inside of it like this, and then we will grab this yarn and pull it through that stitch. You should be having 3 loops on your crochet. Now to complete your half double crochet, you're going to yarn over again, and then we're going to pull the yarn through the 3 loops. So you yarn over and pull it through the 3 loops like this. Now you just made your first half double crochet. Now if you're a ultimate beginner, I did recommend you using stitch markers. So once you're done with this double crochet, we're going to mark it, and to mark it we're just going to insert it through the V. So each stitch has its own V. Here, as you can see, this is the double crochet we just made and this is the V. So you're gonna grab your stitch marker and mark it like this, kinda like grabbing the V, so that you know that this one is your first half double crochet. Now you're just going to keep going and keep making half double crochets until the end of the row, and you should be having 30 half double crochets. So I'm going to show you again how to make a half double crochet. Yarn over, and this time we're not skipping 2. The 2 stitches that we skipped earlier, they represent kind of like a chain 2, so that we move from one row to the other, and it is 2 chains because of the height of the half double crochet. So right now we're just going to make a half double crochet inside of each stitch. So to make a half double crochet again, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook inside of the next stitch, which is this one, like this, and then the working yarn, we're going to grab it with our crochet like this, pull it through, and there you have 3 loops on your crochet. Now you're going to yarn over and pull the yarn through the 3 loops. Let's make a third half double crochet together. So moving on to the next stitch, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook inside of that stitch, pull the yarn through. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull the yarn through the 3 loops. This is what it should be looking like. So now we're just going to keep making half double crochets, and I'll meet you at the end of the row. Here I'm at my last stitch, so I'm going to make my last half double crochet here, and I'm done with this row. You should be having 30 half double crochets, so I would recommend you count every single one by counting the V's. So each V is a half double crochet. You should be having 30 starting from the stitch marker. So now we're going to move on to the next row, and to do that we're going to be chaining 2. So to chain 2, you're going to yarn over and pull the yarn through the loop we have on our crochet, like this. Make a second one, and then turn your work like this. Now we will be working on this side. So here we're going to be making half double crochets, but not inside of the whole stitch. So usually this is the V, right? And you would usually yarn over and insert your crochet under both the sides of the V, so that you have the whole stitch on your crochet. But this time we're not going to grab the whole stitch, we're only grabbing the back loop of the stitch. So a stitch has the front loop, which is this one, and there is the back loop, which is this one. Here in this project we're going to be working in the back loop only. So after you yarn over, insert your hook in the middle of the stitch as if you're going to only grab the back loop and insert it through. Now you complete your half double crochet by pulling the yarn through, and then once you have 3 loops on your hook, you're going to yarn over and pull the yarn through the 3 loops. Now I'm just going to quickly show you the difference between the back loop only and the whole stitch. So this one was made with the back loop only, and this one was made with the whole stitch. For our hand warmers, it has this kind of texture, as you can see, and to make this texture you have to crochet in the back loop only, so just like this one, not this one. Just wanted to show you the difference so that you can have a clear idea. So at this stage, if, as I said, you're a beginner into crochet, I would recommend you grab a stitch marker, a second one, and you're going to mark this first half double crochet that you made. As I said, you're going to insert the stitch marker on the V. So grab the V like this, and there you go. Now we're just going to complete our row by making half double crochets in the back loop only. So yarn over and insert your hook in the middle of the stitch, grabbing only the back loop. Pull the yarn through. You have 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull the yarn through the 2 loops. Again for the third one, and just keep going until the end of the row. So this is what the process is looking like so far. Once you have reached your last stitch, so here my last stitch, I have it in a stitch marker. So remove your stitch marker and then make your last half double crochet in that spot. There you go. Now we have finished round 2. So to move on to round 3, we're going to chain 2. And then turn your work Now again we're going to be working on this side, and we're going to be working in the back loop only. So yarn over and then insert your hook inside of the first stitch, this one. I forgot to mention that you always skip the chain 2 that you make in the beginning. You don't work in them. We're going to work inside of the first stitch or half double crochet of the row, which is this one. So here, insert your hook in the back loop of the stitch and then pull the yarn through. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull the yarn through the 3 loops. Once you've made your first half double crochet, grab your stitch marker and mark it. Like this. Now we're just going to keep working until the end of the row. So yarn over, insert through the back loop, pull through, yarn over, pull through 3. And just keep going until the end of the row. Here I have reached the end and I have my one half double crochet stitch left, so I'll remove the stitch marker and place a half double crochet in that last stitch. There you go. You just finished the 3rd row. So now, from now on, you're going to be repeating the same pattern, which is once you finish the row, you're going to chain 2 and make half double crochets. Of course, once you make your first half double crochet, don't forget to mark it with a stitch marker. And then once you reach the end, remove the stitch marker, make your half double crochet, and then continue with the next row, which is chain 2 and then work half double crochets in the back loop only. So I'm just going to show you one last time for this row. So you don't make anything inside of the chain 2 that we made, so we skip it, 1, 2, and this is our half double crochet, this is our stitch, yarn over like this, and then insert your hook in the back loop of the stitch, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull the yarn through the 3 loops, mark your half double crochet, and then just finish your row as usual, making half double crochets in the back loop only. This is a very beginner friendly pattern, and it's perfect for the cold weather or just like spring or autumn, and you can make it any color you like. It's very stylish as well. Now just go ahead and finish your row, and I'll meet you once I made some progress. So here I am done with the length that I want, so that I can close my hand warmers. I have made 21 rows, but depending on the size of your hand, you can adjust it however you like. So at this point on, we're going to stop making any more rows, and we're going to fold it in half like this. This is how the pattern is going to be. And we're going to crochet along the edges so that we can close our hand warmers, and we will be leaving the space for our thumb to fit in. So to do that, first you're going to chain 1 and then try to align both the sides in front of each other like this, as if you're going to crochet on them both. So here, to crochet both the sides together, we're going to insert our hook inside of the 2 stitches one from this row and one from this row. So insert your hook inside of the stitch, so the back loop only of the first half, and then insert it through the other half. So this is the first half, this is the second half. You're going to insert it and then pull the yarn through both of them so that it's secure. Now you have 2 loops on your hook. You're going to yarn over and insert your yarn inside of these 2 loops. Now here you just made a single crochet. So basically we're going to make single crochets 15 times along this side. So again, for the second one, we're going to insert our crochet in the back loop of the first half and then insert it here in the stitch of the opposite side, and like this, insert your crochet. I'm trying to explain so that it's not that confusing. So you have your crochet holding the 2 sides together like so, and then pull your yarn through. You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through these 2 loops like this. Now again, the other stitch, so here it is, back loop, and then the stitch of the other half like this, and then pull the yarn through, and then yarn over and pull through the 2 loops. And you're just going to make 15, so I just made 3, I still have 12 to go. Just make sure that you're not skipping any stitches because it's very important, and make sure that you're crocheting from the back loop only on this side. Here I have finished my 15th single crochet, and as you can see, this is how far I've gotten through the hand warmer, and you can adjust it however you like. Just try it on like this, and then you can determine whether or not it is the right size for your thumb or not. So it's very adjustable. I decided to make 15 for my hand size. Here the next step is we're going to chain 1. So once you're done with your single crochets, you chain 1 and then grab your scissors, and we're going to be cutting our yarn, and then you just pull it through like this. Try to tighten it a little bit, and we're done with the first side. Now we're going to move on to the other half so that we can secure our hand warmers. So here what you're going to do is you're going to start by making a slip stitch before working on the hand warmer. So slip stitch, as I said, here you point 2 fingers, put your thumb to secure the yarn, roll it onto 2 fingers, you have the shape of an X, insert your hook under the first side of the X, over the second one, and then pull it through. Remove your hands and secure. Then you can tighten around your crochet. Now you remove your crochet, and we're going to be inserting this loop in here so that we can continue working the remaining single crochets. I'm going to remove this stitch marker, but just so you know, this is the first half double crochet, and so when we will be inserting our crochet, we have to go through this one. So now I'm going to insert my crochet in the first side, or the first half of the hand warmer, and then we're going to be inserting the crochet through the front loop. So this is the back loop. This is where we have been working on for the whole process of the handwarmers. But this time, since it's the opposite side, we're going to be inserting our hook in the front loop. This is just a little detail. You can also insert your crochet through the whole stitch, but it's better to just use the front loop. If you don't really feel comfortable doing it, then I would recommend inserting your crochet through the whole stitch like this. So you grab the back and front loop, like the whole V, you grab it with your crochet. Now I'm going to do the front loop. Next step is you're going to grab this slip stitch we made separately, and it's going to count as a yarn over. So consider this as a yarn over, and we're going to pull it through both the sides like this, and then you're going to chain one. So yarn over and pull through the loop. Now we're going to keep working through 5 stitches. So next you're going to insert your crochet inside of the next stitch, and then grab the front loop of the stitch from the opposite side, and then yarn over, pull the yarn through, and then complete a single crochet. So here we have 1, and then 2, 3, 4, and 5. There you go, and now we're going to chain 1 and cut. Now for the next step, we're going to be grabbing our fluffy yarn, and we're going to make the little border, this one, so that it gives a little nice touch. So what we're going to do is you're going to insert your hook inside of any stitch that you want to start with. I want to start from this side, so I'm going to insert my crochet in a random spot, in like here at the top, and then I'm going to work with this new yarn. So you can make a slip stitch again with this one, with this yarn, and then start working with it like I did before, but just to be quick, I'm just going to be working it without making any slip stitch. So what I did is I'm just going to grab it and pull it through, and also I'm holding both of the sides so that it doesn't slip away and that it's tight enough. So here you're going to be making 2 chains. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through again. And we're going to be working in double crochets this time. So yarn over, insert your hook inside of the next space or stitch. It's not going to be that visible because the yarn is very fluffy, but a double crochet is kind of like a half double crochet, but instead, so here we have 3 loops. Instead of inserting the yarn through the 3 loops, we're going to insert it through the 2 first loops like this, and then yarn over and insert it through the 2 last loops. I don't think you can really see clearly, but I hope that just my explaining will do. So now we're going to go to the next space, insert your hook. Obviously you're going to yarn over and then insert your hook, pull the yarn through. You have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull the yarn through the 2 first loops, yarn over, pull the yarn through the 2 remaining loops. Now you're just going to keep going until the end. You don't really have to insert your hook in a specific spot. You just find whatever, like for example, this is a stitch, this is a stitch. You can insert your hook anywhere you want. It doesn't really matter. So yarn over, I'm going to insert it here, pull the yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 3, the 2 remaining ones. And you just keep going until the end. So now that I've reached the end, I'm going to close this round by making a slip stitch. To make a slip stitch, we're going to go on the top stitch of the first chain 3 that we did before, like at the start of this row, and you're going to try and look for the first stitch, the first V, but if you can't see it, then you can just stab anywhere you want, and you can just stab anywhere you want, but only on this side so that it closes really nicely. So I'm just going to grab the first stitch of the chain 3, and then once you insert your hook, you're going to pull the yarn through. You have 2 loops on your hook. Instead of yarning over and pulling through the 2 loops, we're going to grab this one with our crochet and just pull it through the first loop. Now you have 1 loop on your crochet. You're going to chain 1 and cut. Here is the hand warmers. So the last thing we will be doing is to weave in these ends that are poking out. So just grab your needle and try to insert it at random spots. Like just stab random stitches like this. And then we're going to grab the yarn, the end of the yarn, and just kind of pull it through those stitches to hide it, like this. And now this remaining bit of yarn, you can cut it. For these ones, I would recommend you insert them inside of these single crochets. So basically you're going to insert it here inside of each loop of the single crochets, like this. And then you can go out and then grab your end, then weave it in like this. Try to tighten it a little bit and then cut. Now that you're done weaving in the ends, we're just going to flip it over like this. And there you have your beautiful hand warmers that will keep you warm in the cold weathers. I really hope this tutorial was clear and that you were able to follow through. I do have an Instagram page where I posted them. I made them in 3 colors, so if you want to check it out, I would really appreciate it. I hope the tutorial was clear and that you were able to follow through each and every step, and I will see you soon for a next project. In the meantime, you can check out my other videos. I make very beginner friendly crochet tutorials. So if you're interested, you can check out my channel for more videos. Take care of yourself and I will see you next time. Bye!